What is going on, Marvel Rivalers? It is your boy, Chaos Pro, and Skinny Lad Chris, and this is the Marvel Rivals podcast, the number one Marvel Rivals podcast. Chris, how was your week?
It's been pretty good. Not
Yeah,
not surprisingly, I'm somehow sick again. Beautifully,
under
as
the
I love.
weather,
Yeah, that's okay. We roll with it.
for
What about you?
sure. Fantastic, actually. I mean, it was a long week. I had to put all content aside because I wanted to hit Eternity, and you know what? I'm really happy because I get to say this out loud. I got to hit it with you in the same exact game at the same exact time. And that was honestly, I'm really happy because we never really get to play often. And we decided
Mhm.
to play. And I'm just happy that not only did we play, but we did it together, man. And we're Eternity boys. So that's pretty cool. I'm really happy. I used mainly Groot for the most part. And when he got banned, I used Magneto or Invincible Woman. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, he
But
got banned like every other game.
if I had my main ban, I would just go Mag, and I got really good at him. I was really struggling with him for a hot minute, and I'm just happy that I managed to kind of pull through and just kind of do what I had to do. But with that being said, we have a brand new season upon us, and today we also have a very special guest. So for those that are not aware, we have a pro player on the episode today, a good friend of mine, and we're going to get to him in just a bit. But before we do, we're going to be talking quickly about the season 2. Chris, brand new season is out. Are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, I think it's been a lot of fun. I'm just happy the variety of characters is kind of just funky compared to the
Right.
last one. Like
Yeah.
right now, it just feels so different.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that aspect of it.
We also got some new skins that are coming out. We got the Doctor Strange skin, and what was it that you said
I
about it?
said it's just evil. They gave him such a beautiful skin right after they just murdered his entire kit. It's okay.
Do you think he's really that bad?
I,
He does feel like
I
he hits a
mean,
little softer.
I mean, he just like he's a bit of like a tickle doctor now. Like he's not worthless, but he's not gonna be solo carrying games like out the wazoo anymore.
Right. But I do like the kit. I mean, it's the MCU one. You're going to have some zombie arms sticking out of you. And we got a brand new Penny skin. Finally, a different skin for Penny other than a recolor. This is great. Good step forward. I'm really excited to see that. And for those that aren't aware, Twitch drops are out. Get your free skins. If you're not already, you can watch me or your boy Skinny Lad Chris on Twitch. You can essentially find that. But we're going to be actually having a guest come on, and we're going to be talking about the season 2 changes. So let me introduce to you guys someone that has been on the channel before, but has been a long time since he has been able to come on because he has been so busy with scrims and whatnot. Mr. Super Gomez, what is up, buddy? Player for the Sentinels. How's it going?
Like this thing.
What's it?
Like this. Sorry, I was waiting.
Yo, the soda potion.
Yeah, I got the fucking soda potion and shit.
No way.
Kind of sick, I know. Anyway,
I'm
hello.
so jealous right now.
I know.
He's got his center shades on.
One in 100, honestly. You know, many people don't get these. Anyway, I'm the super.
Is that a
Gomez,
Happy Meal
or
toy?
Sen Gomez. Oh, yeah, it is. Look, it is.
Yeah,
Look,
absolutely,
Wait.
it is.
Wait, I still have the box. You see, I still have the box. I'm keeping it for safekeeping.
Whoa, in all its gold glory, look at it.
All of its gold glory, and on top of it, I'm. It's not even sold out, and it's not even. I got the nether sauce. Look at that.
Nether sauce.
Yeah, I got it.
No way.
All
You know,
right.
have you heard of tapatio? That's basically what this tastes like.
I
but,
see.
You know, I'm keeping this as a collector's item.
So, Gomez, go ahead and introduce yourself for those that are not aware of who you might be.
My name's Super Gomez on Discord or on Twitch, but if you're going through my Sentinels alias, I'm Sen Gomez. I play professionally as a DPS player, and I stream a lot on Twitch. I'm starting to do some YouTube now. Finally,
Nice.
I've been like begged to do that. I'm gonna try the cross-platform into TikTok a little bit, and YouTube Shorts. I don't know about Instagram, but maybe. I can't fucking close this. Fuck. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'm here. I'm a pro player. Hello. I'm here to ask or answer any questions from Mr. Chaos Pro
So in
and
today
and Chris.
today's episode, we're going to basically it's gonna be us three. We're gonna be talking
That's my
about the
three.
brand new season, and we have brought Gomez on because he's actually going to be giving us not only the insight of the past season, but going into this new season. We're not going to do a tier list for this one, but we're mainly going to ask questions and kind of see if he can guide us into the general direction in terms of how the meta is going to be shifting. I thought it'd be a really good idea to get one of the best players that currently just won the MRC. Congratulations, by the way, Gomez. You guys won the very first season 1 championships. How do you feel?
Oh, it feels pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good to shut some people up that constantly yap all the time about how they were the best, and then proceed to lose 2 tournaments in a row. You know,
Yeah.
some stuff like that.
So
Not pointing at someone specifically, but I'm talking about the whole trash talking team.
yeah,
But it's okay. I know some of them are cool, but some of them they talk too much. They talk way too much
that's
for
fair.
what they've been going through.
I
I
mean,
mean,
I
yeah,
get
they do deserve it though. They did have a long streak of wins,
yeah.
but it can only go for so long,
I
so
will
people
s-
catch up.
I will say when you're at the top, for as long as your team was for many, many, many tournaments, it is and I've talked to you about this before. It's like, your only person that you can really genuinely keep your eyes on is your guys' self. But every other team is coming after you. It's really hard to when you're at the top, it's really hard to stay at the top because everyone learns from you guys or learns how to beat you, but you have to have your eyes on entirely every single team. You have to know what every single team does. It's a lot to, your guys' homework is probably a lot more in terms of what you have to make sure to look out for versus them just really looking to take your guys' throne. Would you agree?
Hold on, let me do this real quick. Sorry, I can't see shit. Okay. Yeah, I can agree with it. Usually, whenever what we do know is that usually when you're at the top, you're basically just scrimming against the same people over and over and over and over, right?
Right.
But it only gets to a point where people learn more based off of how you play and how what your weaknesses are, and then it kind of gets you kind of get dethroned at some point because of it.
Right.
You can't really keep that spot forever unless you're from other games like League of Legends, unless you're like T1 in the World Cups or in the World Cup yet, World Championship, then you can stay on top because they have so many different things that they can practice. But we're not at a point in Marvel where there's enough characters to like play like many separate comps that are good into each other. So people are going to catch up in the beginning. So yeah,
Chris, do you have
I
any?
can see it.
I think you had a couple questions, right?
I I mean, honestly, I'm just kind of curious on like what you have to do to like prepare. Like especially a team where you've like gone like against them before and like how it's just different fighting them another time.
So a lot of the things is like analyzing comps. So last season, I can talk about it, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's last comp. So if you saw how they were kind of lining up their comps, they'd usually play around the Magneto stuff, or they play around Luna copies, or like the Rocket Luna pushes, right? It's always going to be like a rotations, right? And they
Mm,
set their comps based on other characters too, like the Wolverine Bucky, or in situations if Groot's open, yeah, if Groot's open, it'd usually be Wolverine Bucky, or it's Namor Wolf, and how we usually analyze it is that we find the key factor that keeps the glue of the team kind of going. So Magneto would be one of them, and we kind of prioritize it at some points because we know on specific maps Magneto is stronger than Strange, and obviously in the standpoint right now or before, Magneto was obviously just better than Strange in like every capacity.
Right.
mhm.
So we just took initiative on banning the Magneto out. It crumbles down their whole normal comp. We can play in a different playstyle that they're not used to, and then we just continue snowballing off of that. And if they don't ban one of our comps, we run that. That's why we ran the triple support. We expected them to ban it, but we never really. They kept it on for like 3 maps in a row. So
Right.
we had a lot of plans going on, but they just decided to keep one comp open most of the time. But you would have been seeing a lot more mag bans more than anything.
I did notice that a lot of the times when you guys would fight your fights, it was actually in a lot more from someone that plays a lot of rank. Like I would say, like most of the community plays tons of rank. Most people will just take, for instance, Hydra. Okay, I noticed that a lot of people when they play ranked, even at like higher levels, most people just push out that big door that they straight path. But I noticed that you guys tend to take an entirely different, like every team was doing it, where you guys are going down the middle path and you'd be fighting for that middle door, or you guys would be going on like on one of the the Hydra map where you have like the pit right next to it with the health pack.
Yeah.
You guys were constantly going up to the top balcony areas and you'd fight for your positioning from there. And I was like, oh, that's like, I noticed that like you guys are using that a lot because you just have instant high ground, and that's always somewhat of an advantage. But what made, like, as like I would just say the tournament community, how did you all just get to that point of just you starting to do that?
Well, and it's kind of like a little bit of a natural instinct from Overwatch. In Overwatch, at any point, if you ever have high ground, you're gonna have the advantage, right?
Right.
You're always gonna have an angle that they're more uncomfortable to push into. You have more area to cover, and you can also analyze the banner, like the whole map, to see where the best position is. So if they're still at the doors and we're on high ground, our first thought is, okay, we need to stuff the doors. Do not let them out because
Okay.
they're not taking space, right?
Right.
But if they did take space and we see that one player is playing like all the way in the bridge side that you were talking about, right,
Right.
all the way across the pit, then we take more and draw, or having our tanks drop and then our support staying up top, and then having me as well kind of pressure the front line, and also have like Rai go and duel the solo DPS, or like cover that angle so then he can still shoot in the front line while he's getting the other DPS that's trying to flank.
Right.
So a lot of it is positioning, and getting the high ground is always an advantage.
Right.
And whenever trying to take a map.
Right. I only ask because I know there's a lot of people that are like, obviously they're not pro level. I would, me personally, I've always known that high ground is always key, but I've always just wondered in terms of like their whole community, like the way pro play is versus like a rank play, it's so night and day different. Like it's not at all. Like you guys are pushing completely different corridors. Like the big on that Hydra map, the one that shifts up and down. You guys are fighting on their like platform a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why are they fighting on the left side? That place, I was like kind of clueless. What was why that top platform? Just out of curiosity.
The middle platform or the side platforms?
You're talking
Like
about
the
those
ones
two
on
side
the coast.
on the coast.
Okay,
You guys would like
so-
TP onto that thing.
Okay, so the reason why we did that one, everyone pushes up in the high ground. You only have there's base lines of where you want to have your positioning and also your engage area. When you take the whole outside coast on the side with the up and down, right? It goes
Right.
up and down, right? The point. You're talking about that point.
Right.
When you take the outside position, they don't have the option to kind of hold an off angle, right? If they're you obviously can go flank around, but you have more of an area to see where they're going to be flanking. And if you take the outside opposition, you're going to be able to cover a lot more,
I
rotate
see.
a lot better compared to the people who are TPing on like high ground.
I see. Yeah, I was like wondering, like, oh, they're like fighting to the left of it, and I would think in my mind, like, why the other team that's like on the opposing side that doesn't have the advantage, they could just walk to point, but they're not, and everyone's just fighting on that platform, really just at like each other's throats. And I was like, it's interesting how much space in terms of like how much respect that you guys have, like you and the other team have like within each other. Like you have to fight that out in order to capture the point. In my mind, I'm just be like, I'm just gonna walk to the point, but I guess there's some things you just don't want to do. So, yeah, it is pretty interesting. So, with that being said, okay, so last season you guys lost a lot. You guys managed to come back, and it's a big deal, because you guys backs against the wall. You lost after a couple of tournaments, and you guys managed to come back. Big deal. Going into this season, brand new season, I would like to actually ask you first before we get into any of the meta, what do you think of the season so far? And Chris, this also goes to you. What do you guys think so far about the season 2? How do you liking it?
I personally like it, but I know a lot of people don't like it
Really?
just because they added Emma, and Emma kind of screws over a lot of the movement champs. So
Oh.
not only does Emma like do a shit ton of damage to the front line, she's also really good at dealing with like Venom, Panther, anything that kind of goes in. You just kind of you just grab him by the neck and just slam him down, right?
Right.
Everyone's gonna be looking at that. But also she's a lot like Zarya in Overwatch. So she just kind of like continuously more. If she's in the fight longer, she's gonna have more value compared to any of the other tanks. That's why right now she's kind of like the best tank.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but also right now I don't think there's much counterplay because her shift is kind of really fucking strong, and that's why I can see why people don't like playing against her and they kind of ban her out. Um, sorry, I talked too much, Chris. Do you want to give anything?
You're good.
Sorry, I just talked too much.
Chris, are you liking Emma
No, you're good.
Frost?
Yep.
I mean, yeah, I like Emma. I mean, my reason I like it personally, just because like, I mean, last season was so long that just having any kind of like switch up to like what's good, what's bad feels kind of nice to me. Like even if it's
Yeah.
weird characters like Iron Fist is good, it's like, well, guess I'm gonna be playing some Iron Fist. Like just playing new things is fun.
I
Hmm.
I'm
I have
enjoying that a lot.
I have to say she is really really good, and for at least from my perspective, she just seems really strong. And this is going to be some people don't like this take, but having good characters on releases, especially like early on, keeps a game's flavor like good. It does. Like I think the flavor for it is nice. It's nice because like if she wasn't that good, it would feel like we're in the same kind of meta, right? Like you don't want to play something that's not good. And when something is good, you're like, all right, well, this shakes things up. It makes me want to like try new heroes. It makes me want to. I like that in a game. Like I remember Call of Duty, I would always get the battle passes because they would have a really good gun in them, right? And for me, it's like I want to play with a broken gun. It's a good time, you know. If it was bad, then I just feel like I'm still playing the same season over from the previous season, and I don't want to do that. So I mean, for me, I think she's fun. I think she's a blast, but I haven't even been using her. You know who I've been using? Rocket.
Yeah, I know that.
Mm,
Okay, I have some comments on that one. So I'm
Of
not
to-
gonna lie,
hold on, hold on,
Rocket's
hold on.
okay. Rocket's okay.
Hold on.
It's okay.
Hold on. So although Rocket he's not broken. I'm not saying he's great. I just really liked because he does feel like an entirely different hero with his new stuff. I like that. And for me, I like that kind of shakeup. This is what we need in the game though, where I genuinely think that new or even nice little small changes like that to characters that aren't getting a whole lot of love gives the game a lot more like versatile or flavor for like the month. And I think that's great. I think some games, we're not going to name them, but some games take a little too long to change certain things in their heroes,
Overwatch.
where it becomes very stale for very too long. But go ahead.
Apex.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Gomez. So what about Rocket?
Okay. Rocket, I hope people will listen to what I say, right? Rocket's not that good. I think he got worse. I'm personally, I think he got worse. If okay, I want you guys to hear this, okay? Because you have to understand it.
You're in a free
So-
environment, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, good.
Free
So
environment.
the thing with Rocket is that what gave him such versatility compared to before was having that 40 damage amplifier that people could not just shoot straight away just because of like the whole hostility of everyone getting 40% damage boost in front of you, and you can't really focus the rocket sentry in front of you because by the time you try to shoot it down, they're gonna like burst down your front line. They're gonna burst down a like squishy target,
That's fair.
aka your DPS or support. And now that they just made it 25%, yeah, 25% is pretty good, right? It's pretty good. And also giving the overshield is also really good. But this gave everyone to be more prone to focusing the ultimate in the middle of the fight. And I hope people start picking that up in every elo. Because if as long as you do that, he has he has basically a useless ult. It lasts on around on average for like a coordinated team or like in a higher elo perspective should only last about 3 to 4 seconds, and then it should be dead. Or if you're in like a coordinated play, like like in my situation, if I'm playing with my team or if anyone else is playing it with their team, it should not even last even 2 seconds.
Like a
You should
hello.
be dead in like a second. Yeah, like a hello ult.
Yeah.
You just focus the rocket ult, it's gone. And I think it's like a worse mantis ult, in my own opinion. In my own opinion.
That's a fair assessment. I'm not gonna lie. I like the ult because people don't know to shoot it. So don't tell them to shoot it because I'm not trying to have it.
No, you have to shoot it. No, there's too many rocket players. There's too many. People
There
have
are
to
a
realize
lot.
there's too many, right? There's too many.
I do think the dash has definitely made it a lot worse. He feels way more heavier now because he just doesn't have a whole lot of escape. You have to be very like time based or like crucial with using his dashes. But okay, so since we're going into season 2, I guess we'll just cut into the early pro meta. Lay it on us. What do you think is so different about this season versus last season? Last season, we kind of dealt with a lot of Magneto, obviously, countering, support ults. He became very high in his economy. A lot more people started playing Mag because of, how good his ultimate was to counter supports. We had a lot more Star Lords on the rise. In terms of last season going into this season, what is changing in your opinion, and what should we be looking out for, and who do you think that we should just get away from?
Okay, Hela hasn't been changed, so Hela should always be banned, right?
Okay.
There's 3 characters right now that have just made their way through like the meta, just come like right off the bat.
Okay.
So I don't think you need to ban Emma Frost because it just takes a lot of just understanding how her kit works, right?
Okay.
But the 2 other characters that I'm talking about is Human Torch and Iron Fist. Those 2 characters that have come out of nowhere with all these buffs have like made a huge shift on how the game is being played at the moment.
I was not
So-
ready for you to say that. Holy Chris.
No, Iron Fist.
Chris.
Iron Fist is really good right now.
Those are your
And same with
heroes.
Human Torch.
I know. Well, it's because they've been like creeping all the buffs on Human Torch like every patch. Like every patch he gets buffed in some.
Is he
sort
that
of
good?
way. So
Is he that good
So
right now?
Human Torch not only denies like a whole space with like his 4-pronged whatever the hell the area effect thing, right?
Yeah, his AoE.
His AoE.
Yeah.
He's also really good at bursting down like rocket ult. He's really good at bursting down tanks, and he's really good at up close to like 1v1ing anyone. It's kind of impossible to 1v1 him if you have a Sue, because you have a constant regeneration of 75 HP. You do over 125 damage per shot if you hit like the full burst, and if you headshot them, it's going to do like 180 with one shot, right?
I'm
So you
not to
can't
play
really
this
duel them as
character.
Star Lord. You can't be close to them if it's a good
Iron Fist?
Human Torch. No,
Oh.
if it's a good Human Torch, you cannot get near them. You have to shoot from afar, and that's why Hela's like maybe becoming a pick to keep open because of Human Torch. I'm pretty sure people are still gonna ban both of them, right?
This is
Because
for
of how
ranked? You think
strong
this
the
is
2 are.
for ranked?
No, we played against it in scrims today too. So
Wow.
it's really strong.
So in both ranked
'Cause-
and in comp, he's Human Torch is kind of like maybe invest in those stocks now.
It's
You're trolling. You've got to be trolling.
no, I'm not.
All right. I take it. I take it. I just see you smiling.
No, I'm not smiling. I'm like in pain. I'm like
Oh, I
that's
got
what
you.
you saw. I was in pain like just thinking about it. So
Dang. And then what about
but-
Iron Fist? What about Iron Fist?
So Iron Fist got changed to where his punches, like his small punches, right? Like the Fury punches.
Right.
They made it so it has a higher max per health punch, right? It's like it went from 1.7 to 2.1, right?
Right.
It's a small amount, but it's still a lot.
That's
right?
a lot for a tank.
And it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot for a tank. So and you're dishing out 7 punches per second. So you're doing effectively you're doing 12.7 damage per hit. Or no, 14.7 per hit.
Okay.
Of someone's HP per second. And on top of that, you can do like damage boost. You can go for using your ult. Your ult does even more damage.
Okay.
Anyway, the fact that they buffed the punches, people don't realize at the moment, and I think people have in higher elo, but people haven't noticed in lower elo, is that Iron Fist before could not dual supports. You could go in a support back before, and they just get out, you get out healed, right? You don't do anything, but you would still be annoying to the backline.
Right.
Now because they made it, it doesn't sound like a lot too. It's 1 extra damage per punch for supports, right? 1 extra damage, or it's 1 or 2. I don't remember, but that's enough to just completely out heal or out damage the heals. So you have more presence in the back line and more presence in the front line. If you just play around an Iron Fist, you win. And it's that's the sad truth. It's really
Dang.
strong at the moment.
Man, what did I
Mhm.
say, Chris? I hate this character with a passion.
Yeah, you've always hated Iron
I
Fist.
hate Iron Fist. There's two heroes that I hate more than anything. It's Iron Fist and Spider-Man. I genuinely cannot stand these heroes at all. I just wish that they just were Spider. Like it's just for me personally. We all have a hero. I think that we generally don't like to fight against. It's just like it's like playing a fighting game. It's like, oh, I don't want to play against this hero. I don't want to play against this fighter. It's just like, you know, playing games of champions in general, there's always just going to be that one character's kit that just doesn't reminiscence with you. Iron Fist and Spider-Man, those are the heroes. Like I'll play against anything. The thing is everyone complains about Groot, and yes, I do play against Groot. But even when I'm not playing Groot against Groot, I'm playing, say, for instance, like a Storm, or I'll play like a Star Lord or whatever, right? Against, I'll play something different against a Groot. I'm not bothered by Groot. Groot does not bother me. It's just like, but it bothers everyone else. For me, it's just Spider-Man and Iron Fist. I just get them out of here, please. I don't know, Chris. What is your take? Is there a hero that you don't like to play against?
Mm, I don't know. Hate to play against. I guess honestly, maybe just Hella. It's just annoying.
That's
Yep.
fair.
They
I think
didn't they
Hella's
didn't
just
touch her for some reason. They
like
didn't touch
Hella.
her.
I've always think it's just annoying, but then you'll just see in a patch where they're like, let's give Hella some more lethality because she's Hella and she needs to be lethal and lethality and Hella, and I'm like, okay,
Can we just
okay,
ban this?
guys.
So, okay, you're saying to essentially in comp, there's 3 heroes that you've talked about getting or banning in general. Is there any other heroes like tanks or supports that we need to be looking out for at the moment on the
People
rise?
are underrating. People are underrating banning Mag. Mag is just, even though Emma Frost exists, Mag is still the best tank in the game right now.
Yeah, I
Still.
would agree. I think he's pretty
His
good.
kit just makes his ult's super easy to use. His kit's super easy to play. He still has his one-shot combo, but apparently Mag has his one-shot combo, but Strange can't. Sure, why not? Okay. But apparently Strange has been a problem, right? Strange has
Right.
been a problem and not Mag. I like that. I like NetEase's thinking process there. I don't like it. But
What about
mhm.
Groot and Hulk? I mean, those characters. Groot's not
Hulk
getting
is bad
touched.
still.
You think Hulk is bad still,
Yeah, Hulk is still bad.
even with the Namor team up?
The Namor team, it's useless. The Namor turret is useless. It's supposed to be a ramping up damage. Okay. Did you know it does do more damage than the base turret, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it has less HP than the ice turret, and it's ramp up damage. By the time that the squid is put down, people are gonna look at it. It's gone. It's not gonna be able to do its ramp up damage.
Right.
What's the point? What's the point of having a gamma squid when it and when you right click someone, right, with the spear and it shoots out that extra shot,
Right.
it doesn't do it does do the extra damage, or it doesn't do as much. Oh, I think it does do the same amount of damage as like the normal squid. But the only thing that they made it do is pierce through people.
Mm,
Not really a slow like it used to. The slow is what made Namor so good,
I
because
see.
anyone that's hit by the squid would be slowed for a second and a half or 2 seconds. I don't remember. But
Hmm.
compared to the Gamma Squid's not that good. I don't know why people think it's good at all.
So you don't think investing into Hulk is still viable?
No.
Okay,
But Venom is just 10 times better in every way.
that's fair. But what about Groot?
Groot needs to get nerfed. I don't know why they kept him the same. I don't know why. The character is, they buffed him for no reason. They made him even better by making him place his walls farther.
Right.
He still has 850 HP. For some reason that's healthy, right?
That's too
On top of
much.
that, his wall gives you overhealth, so more you can't die. He does 80 damage per left click, which is absurd, right?
Yeah,
It
it's
is an
good.
absurd amount of damage.
I love
It
it.
doesn't get eaten up. He has a grenade that does the same amount of damage as your left click. The character's overtuned. Oh, and the ult, don't even get me started with the ult. The ult's even more broken.
I
So
think the one thing they should do with the ult is change is pretty much the energy cost. 2,800 for an ult like that is in freaking insane. That's way too fast, and that's coming from someone that plays the character pretty religiously. I mean, I played the character back in the alpha. I didn't play him last season just because he was broken. I've always just had a small love for Groot, just I've never aligned myself as a Groot like enthusiast in the comic books or anything like that. But I played him in the alpha and I was like, oh, I really like his kit. It's like Fortnite. I can get down with this. I like this. I can box up people. I already know how to do that really well. It just my professional Fortnite career just came right back to me into this game. I was like, all right, this is fun. And then they're like, oh, his like walls are getting more, length. I'm like, oh, I'll try it out. And I'm like, hey, this character's fun again. He just happened to. I was like, dang, now I'm just getting banned
fun
all the time.
again.
Yeah.
Fun again.
Yes, fun again. I stopped playing him for a long time after the beta because when Venom came out, Venom was like everyone just kind of like no one cared about what Groot wanted to do. Groot was just he was just whatever. Like people just jumped over his walls and all this other stuff. I genuinely just for me, I had lost a little bit of fun for him, and I started playing more DPS heroes. So is that Zeus?
Yeah, he's just being annoying. So
I-
I'm putting him on my lap. Oh my gosh.
Hi
That's
Zeus.
not free. That's not free. Come on. All right.
But yeah,
Yeah, he's
Groot in general is I found my way back to him and I've been enjoying him, but it just sucks because I'm always getting banned. So I genuinely play other heroes now. I do want to ask, in terms of the support lines, where would you say is your top 3 right now for like best supports?
So at first I thought Rocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the if you hit someone it
The
does
burst.
increase healing on them, right? The burst
Right.
of healing. I don't think it's changed in support lines. I still think it's just Luna, Loki, Sue. It's the same. Yeah,
That's fair.
I don't think anything's changed on the support line at all.
So you think that in general it's just the same support lineups? Okay. What about res comp? Do you think that that's going to be going down in terms of value?
Nope, we run it
No?
every single time it's open, if it's ever open.
Okay.
The comp is that comp is still absurdly good.
Do you think
Still
it's?
pretty
Do you
good.
think that they should nerf the Soulbon
They already did. They already did it.
in this
They
past
already
season?
nerfed it.
In this
But
past one?
they made it from 30
Oh,
seconds
that's
to
right.
40
They gave
seconds.
him a 10 seconds. I mean, is that enough though?
Oh yeah, actually it is. It makes like a big difference. When I was talking to Kurova a little bit about how the bond feels, before we were able to prioritize getting pushes in specific points of the maps, but because of the 10-second cooldown, he can't just like act last second save himself during the enemy pushes. So you if you lose Link, you gotta make sure you win that fight or you lose.
I see.
Compared to before, if you like back up enough with like support ults, with like the triple support stuff, and then you could cycle that shift again, but you can't do that anymore.
I see. Actually, Chris, I was going to ask you a question. So I know you played a lot of Strange last season. How are you feeling about the
Yeah.
changes?
Mm, they kind of just took away like a lot of his pressure, I think. Like he feels like a lot less I don't know if it's like because I was a fairly new Strange player as well, so you got to keep that in mind. But at
Okay.
least from the whole time I've played him, he had a lot of potential to like kind of like carry or like kind of do his own thing, but like not fully do your own thing, but you can definitely make a difference on your own with that character.
Right.
Like I think like Gomez said, I think Mag was just better in general than Strange, but Strange still had that kind of like solo carry, kind of like ultimate. And with E, you could just like one shot pretty much if you do right.
Right.
But now he's way more like I feel like you just like
It'd
a
be
lot of
really bad.
his break points are kind of just eviscerated. on certain characters, or like every character, I'd say, where it's like before you knew like you could do a quick burst, bam, kill him. Now you really can't. You do
Yeah.
so much less damage, and I think it makes it a lot more sad that even when you land like a really good ult, your team needs to be there now to follow up. Like you can't just
Take out the
go
whole
in the
like back
back,
line.
do your own thing, get a couple kills. You have to like coordinate it better, I think, or else you lose a lot of that value.
All right, so this question is going to be for both of you guys because this one's going to be funny. Chris is known for his Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah.
He's known as a player that has literally used this character from day one, start to finish, and he's never stopped. He is a Scarlet Witch god. But I have to know, Gomez, what do you think of this hero now?
Still not good.
Chris,
Still
do you
not
agree?
good.
Do you agree? Chris?
Yeah, I agree. It's okay because it's like the thing is, like Scarlet was like she can never be good. First of all, like she can't ever be good. Like she shouldn't be. But also like when this character's like the human like Torch and Hela in the game, it's one of those things where like she's already worse, like I think, than a lot of characters. But when characters like them are good, it makes her so much worse to play. Like the Human Torch is incredibly hard to kill with Scarlet. Like especially if he's getting like a Sue pocket or like Snowflake, like that man is not dying. Like if you're tickling him from a mile away with your little primary on Scarlet, he's gonna stay airborne forever. And it's kind of the same with like a lot of other DPS. So I think she sucks still, but she should suck. Like she just shouldn't be good.
So do you guys think the team up is Zeus?
Oh.
Do you think the team up is worth using at all ever in the comp lineup? Either one of you guys can answer this one.
I don't. From my perspective, it's just kind of evil to give a team up to Scarlet for the guy they just like demolished. I think the team up itself is like does good damage, but I just think like running the Scarlet Strange sometimes it just feels like cursed. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a team up where you should like revolve your whole team around it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like I think it's more worth it to just like either do other team ups or just characters who like provide more value for the team. Because right now it does not feel that impactful.
Gomez, who are you using a lot right now in this current state?
I'll just Emma. I've in comp. I'm just playing whatever I want. I'm not really too like picking the meta stuff at the moment. Just been locking tank or meta or not meta. Emma for like most of the part. If
How
I
are
have to
you?
go DPS, I go Psylocke, which is really good at the moment as long as Emma is existing in the game.
How do you like
It
that
does a
new
lot
team
more
up?
damage.
How do you like that new team up?
It's a little stupid. I don't like how I can go in the back line, press my button. Like usually I have to go in, like line myself up, go get the two burst, right click, dash, like turn around instantly, shoot them again, right?
Right.
But all I have to do is go invisible, press my button, my clone, shoot them, right click, they're dead. Like it's just strong. It's super
Right.
strong. The team up is really strong.
So do you think? So I have been seeing a lot of people saying that Psylocke is like a definite investment right now for a DPS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She really doesn't have a whole lot of bad matchups realistically. I mean, she's just such a squirrel in her own. Like she just gets in, gets out. She's very squirrely. Just it's super hard to like track her down. Just she's just such a good flank as its own. But I do remember you saying that you also like playing Mr. Fantastic right now. Is that right? I need to
Only
know.
ranked. Only in ranked. I did
need.
it in one map in scrims. I did it in one map in scrims.
Give me
It
the
went
lowdown.
well. It went well. It's good, but it's not the best pick. In comp, I can see it being like a really good pick because it's in an uncoordinated system or environment.
You mean ranked?
Yeah, in ranked.
So yeah.
So I would play him a lot in ranked, but I'm not going to be playing him in scrims as much. As much as I've shown people or my recent scrim, I've made fantastic work.
Mm-hmm.
but it's not the best.
All
It's
right,
not
so
the best
like,
that you can pick.
when would you be like, all right, I think Mr. Fantastic's the pick here? Because honestly, dude, I think that's a big thing that people have trouble with right now is that with that type of hero, he just no one knows where or how to slot him. I'm learning that he's really good at anti-dive, but is there ever like a time where like this is just like a character that's just really good for like this particular reason? Like, do you not agree that he's good at anti-dive?
No, not
Really?
really.
I find it like he just
No,
eats up Spider-Mans and Black Panthers because of his slow.
nah, not really.
No? Okay, that's fair.
I kind of pick him just to pick him. To be fair,
It's
if
just-
if I see
You're
if
just
I
feeling
see, if I see Luna,
fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's a fun character. I mean, they made him pretty good. I mean, I like it. Uh, if there's ever Sue or Luna in the lobbies, I will pick him. Or I'm sorry, if Sue is ever in the game, I'll pick it most of the time, but not 100%. Because at the moment, Mr. Fantastic is not the one that's shining at the moment. It's Human Torch.
I see.
So that's where you're always going to be you're going to be seeing Sue. And if you're running like one tank, if you play Mr. Fantastic, you're just another tank. It's a big thumbs up.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of in like that old school Doomfist where it's like you feel like he's a tank, but he's a DPS, and it's like you remember that? Like he was a DPS, but he's just big, bulky,
No.
like it. Just like
No, old Doom would one shot you by holding one button.
I know
and
he
then
wasn't.
slam you against the wall.
I know he wasn't a tank, but it was just like when they made him a tank, they're like, oh okay, I can see how this could work, but. He's just a Mr. Fantastic's just a DPS, and he just inflates, and he's just big arm man. It's just kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I've been playing a boatload of Rocket. I've been having fun with him for once, just kind of enjoying the new changes. For me, I've also been playing. Actually, I'm playing a lot of Storm right now. I'm really liking her. She has not been touched, but she just still feels really strong. Like you can't really go wrong ever just picking her.
Yeah, I can see a little bit of that, but not. I don't know. I think she's not that good
You don't think so?
compared to Human Torch. No, not even close.
I'm gonna have to
Human
try
Torch is
this.
just-
I'm gonna have to try this Human Torch, man. I'm gonna be honest. I just kind of maybe he's completely gone under my radar, but now you're hyping me up. I want to try this hero now. That might be my
you
next.
look at any stream, you'll be seeing a bunch of Human Torch players. You'll
I-
be seeing like if you go the gurus, if you go the any like pro streamers thing, you could go in the mine, right? You'd be seeing a lot of Human Torch players, like a lot.
What do you think
It's
counters him?
stupid.
Other than like, actually, real quick, side
Only
note.
Hela right now.
Did you? I'm sure you've noticed this, but did you notice Punisher's team up is also nerfed, but it was never announced?
Yeah, I think it is. They lowered the fire rate.
Yeah, there's like no fire rate on it like right now. It's like, or if not at all, like, but they didn't put that in the notes. It's just it's there, and
Might be a bug.
I kind of
Yeah,
thought
it
the
might
same
be.
thing. I was like, I used to be like, oh, I'll just go, Punisher against Human Torch because I mean, you just completely keep beaming him out of the sky, just put a lot of pressure on him, not make him want to poke. But what's your thoughts on Hawkeye?
Yeah, he's still kind of ass still. Like,
Yeah.
there's no point. You know what counters Hawkeye the most out of any character?
What?
Psylocke. Psylocke just exists. You go in, you do your one-shot combo on him, he dies. He has no mobility. He doesn't have a time to react with his melee. You just kind of die, if you play against a Psylocke as a Hawkeye. So
That's fair. Yeah, you also have dashes where you have to reline up things, and it's kind of rough. Yeah, what other than that? I mean, we're kind of coming to it like an end here, but in terms of like this current meta from the past one, I mean, what do you think that your top 6 lineups? What do you think a lot of pro teams are probably going to be running? What do you think in general, like your top 6 heroes are for most comps right now that most people have their eyes on?
Emma is going to be played a lot. Magneto is going to be played a lot. Psylocke is going to be played a lot. Any of the old kind of characters that you play, I think Bucky might still be good in some points. I think if there's like the ban light's pretty good because the only thing they nerfed, which I realized, is that they only nerfed his ult and his pull. Yeah,
Right.
the ult is like made him how strong he was before,
Right.
but he still has that absurd amount of damage you can put in just by shooting all the time. So maybe that's you're gonna be Hela's obviously gonna be one of them. I hate Hela. That's why we wanna we're kind of leaning towards it now because kind of have to if we want to deal with Human Torch or we ban out Human Torch.
Right.
Supports, it's just all gonna be the same.
Loki,
I don't think
Luna, Invisible.
Rocket's not gonna have anywhere to shine. Just because I mean, yeah, the res is good. His
Right.
ult got worse somehow in our eyes, my team's eyes. The ult got worse.
I mean,
Just
100 Thieves,
shoot the ult.
they were running Rocket, weren't they? Like a lot of Rocket in the year tournament.
In the recent one or
Yeah,
the
the
ones
recent
for
one.
season 2?
No, it's the recent one, the
I
1.5.
never watched it. Oh,
Uh,
1.5? Yeah, because that was
yeah,
different.
yeah, they were
That was
running a
different.
lot of Rocket with the 40% boost. They were running it, and another team was running it. I remember you saying it was like you didn't anticipate for that hero for a hot minute, and so you guys had to make
Oh
a
no, I did. No, we did. Whenever a long time ago when they were talking about, oh, we have this secret comp that no one's going to expect and we'll pull it out in the finals, right?
right.
When we went against them, went against them, they pulled out the rocket, and we were like, yeah, we already knew. We already knew the rocket pick was going to come out. It's just a lot about rotation pushes
I
whenever it
see.
comes to playing rocket before. But now it's just you just brain dead heal, kind of just shoot, or you don't really shoot at all. You go walk in, or the ult just gets blown up immediately. You know, it's just there's no in between at the moment.
So you think pretty much Emma Frost, Mag, Psylocke, and then basically either one of the pretty
Oh,
much
Groot.
two of the three.
Yeah,
So okay, if say for instance Mag or Emma gets banned, you're playing either that. Is Namor off the table?
yeah. Namor is just bad now.
He's just off the
Which is
table. Okay. What about like
thumbs up to Netius.
what
Yeah.
about like characters like I mean obviously the team up is gone for I mean you're never going to be whipping out Hulk, so Iron Man's also kind of off the table. Even with his changes, do you think Iron Man's viable?
Iron Man doesn't need the team up. He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
The team up is useless. It's 10%. It's 10 damage per second extra.
Yeah. So, do you think that he's in a better spot now? Do you think that there's a chance that maybe, for instance, Rymazing will want to go back to starting to use Iron Man again?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They made the hitbox the slight smaller hitbox. Maybe people haven't noticed, maybe, but it's that the E change that they made him so good. They made him
Yeah.
really fucking good.
Obviously, he doesn't get hit by Spider-Man's as easy anymore or things like that, which is nice, right? You get that 350 health. In terms of like his ults, right? Like you can use his ults a lot more safer with Invisible Woman now and to counter support ults. Do you think there's going to be a higher economy of him for like ranked and stuff?
Mm, for ranked, maybe I can see some. I can see some Iron Mans coming out in ranked, but I don't think so right now. I would try. I think I would have to ban my Spider-Man just counters flyers in general, except for Human Torch, which is surprising. You expect Human Torch to get like obliterated by Spider-Man, but because he just has that one team up, he can never get damage. He can never one shot the Human Torch out of the air.
Yeah.
So
Chris, did you have any more questions?
No, that's pretty much all I had.
For sure. I know you're feeling a little bit of under the radar or under the weather.
Oh yeah,
there.
I'm dying.
You're good, bro. You're good. Well, I'm gonna just simply ask one more question, and then I'm gonna pretty much call it with this one. Just keep it to a shorter episode. I've got some stuff that I got to do for my wedding, but I'm gonna ask one more thing, Gomez, before we depart. And thank you so much, by the way, for coming on. I appreciate you.
yep.
Who do you see is after last tournament going into this? Obviously this new season. Who do you think is going to be your biggest competition, or your guys' competition?
Maybe still 100 Thieves. I think they've been really not performing well recently, which is kind of surprising the way that they were running stuff. But I think people are catching on how small their hero pool is, like the player wise. Like Delena, as I say it, he can only play Hela and Namor from what we've seen. You ban out his Hela, he's got his two characters, his backup characters that if Hela's banned is now gone.
Yeah.
You can't play Bucky, or he can't play as Bucky as much, and he can't play what's the other character? Namor, because
Namor.
Namor Teemo's not good anymore.
Right.
So that's two of his characters gone, including the ban. So I don't even know what else he plays. I don't know. I don't know.
It it is a very interesting
Oh,
concept.
Psylocke. He does play Psylocke. Now I remember.
It's an interesting concept because the developers can actually potentially hurt pro players' abilities to stay like relevant at a high level at times, just be based on nerfs. It's never really a talked about thing, right? Like you don't see people like, oh, like why isn't that guy a pro player or why isn't he performing anymore? Well, his character was like, you know, gone. For instance, and I'll use you as an example. I remember when during triple support meta, you had a tough time using a lot of Star Lord because it was just like there was no room for him to use his ult as often as he wanted to. And I remember you saying like it's just frustrating to go up against. It's not fun, but eventually you found your way through it. But I just remember you saying like it's frustrating. Like it is a very interesting concept to think about that the devs basically have like control of your career at times or someone's career at some point.
I can say with this type of game compared to Overwatch, in Overwatch you could play a character for as long as possible until that specific character gets nerfed
Right.
for the entirety, right? Like
Right.
in Overwatch right now, Mauga was untouched for like a couple months, and there was pro players that kept playing over and over and over and over and over. And as soon as that character was nerfed, some of the players kind of left, or they were not seen in the scene anymore because, well, now there's a new tank that's like even more OP than the character it was before, right?
Right.
And compared to Rivals is looking forward to changing so much stuff depending on the highest of the highest, and what the lowest of the lowest want to have changed, right?
Right.
And that low part wanting strange nerfed, and then the higher people want mag changed, but people don't talk about that enough in pro play or higher or lower.
Right.
Um, but what I'm trying to say is Rivals is not a game where you can just two trick or three trick characters. You need to adapt to every single character to any point. Like I played Iron Fist for a solid 2 weeks for no reason last season because we thought it was good because of the punch change, right? Like the
Right.
max health. And now that he's meta, it's just now in our hands. I know how to
Right.
play Iron Fist. So I know for this next meta, I'm going to be playing Iron Fist, which is
Right.
good.
Right.
This is not Marvel is not a game where you can only play two or three characters.
Right.
You got to play a lot more. You got to play like 5, 6, 7, maybe around there.
Right. That's why I was like saying like, Groot is a lot more obviously banned more often, and for me it was like I've always enjoyed the character. I just never really continued to play him for a long time, but I started picking him up again, and I'm just like, okay, well, you take this character away from me, and I do struggle. It's like because I have so much time into this, and that's why I have to pick up other heroes. Like I started playing more Mag and more other heroes like Invisible Woman, or in general that there is. I see what you're saying. It's like this game's kind of like in a baseball aspect, right? Like people can play specific roles around the field, so intricate, like, and it's like a character will get nerfed, and then it's like, okay, well, like we're gonna have to pick up a new player on this new team or whatever, but we have to take a look. Like he's good with these 5 heroes, and 2 of these heroes got nerfed. So like, can we still use him for these 3 heroes, or do we pick up someone that has like 4 of those heroes and not, So it's a lot of like weeding in and out of like, oh, like what are they good with? And I do agree. You have to really learn a lot of heroes for the most part, and you can't just like one trick or two trick, specifically like this niche of things. You have to learn a lot. So,
Mm-hmm.
but do you have any questions for us, Gomez, before you go?
Not really. I gotta go straight after this one. So
But yeah, we're gonna end this off. Chris, anything else? Anything left beforehand?
No, that's it.
Okay, Chris. the poor guy.
That's all.
Chris, I do wish you a safe recovery, my guy. Please feel better. And Gomez, let me say hello or goodbye to Zeus, if you don't mind.
well, he's eating.
Okay,
He's
bye,
working on
Zeus. All right, Gomez. Well, it's been a pleasure. Please, if you guys can, don't forget to like, subscribe to me and Chris. I'm going to also put Gomez's details in the description below. Make sure that you're following. He streams pretty much every single day when he's not playing in scrims. Sometimes he secretly does stream during his scrims, and his team roasts him for it. If you like to see this goofball, make sure to check him out and follow him. I also moderate for him in his Twitch, so come say hello to me if you're hanging out in his stream. But with that being said, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!